Folks, I'm down at the secret garden. It's gorgeous out here. Got our conifers down here, and as you can see, the capeweed grows so fast, it's so prolific. There's literally thousands of seeds in here. I'm not going to try and compete against it, and I have just stuck up a patch there. That's why I'm a little bit short of breath. I did this in 2 seconds flat. Well, 2 minutes flat here. Come on, Jack. Bip, bip. Now, this is an area that we've had sawdust, mulch, and some compost added to it. Have a look at it. It's nice and soft on top, although it is a little bit hard underneath. Now the capeweed's grown on top of that, and I just with a shovel easily uprooted them, and I've created a little space here. So what I'm doing today, it's because it's citrus planting time. Today I am planting a lemon tree here, and I'm going to show you how to plant a decent citrus tree and the best way to plant it. So a lemon tree is going to go here. I'm planting an orange over there and a mandarin. I'm taking out that nectarine down there because it's a little bit lonely on its own. It's a dwarf variety. That's going to go back with the orchard, with the other trees over there. But over here I'm going to do a little citrus grove. So 3, 6, 9, 10, about 12 citrus trees I reckon I can get in this area. And this is what we got over here. Come and have a look. What we need is some mulch, or straw, or pea straw. That's what I'm using here. I've got some compost, I've got a bag of chicken manure, I've got my blood and bone, and I'm using these bucket barrow buckets. Are fantastic to cart things around in your bucket and in a bucket barrow itself too. And now what I've got here are 3 trees. I've got my lemon, orange and mandarin. Washington Navel, I think that's an imperial mandarin, and this is a Eureka lemon. Beautiful healthy trees from Murray Valley, one of the best growers I know by far around Australia. And also my CGWS. Now this is important, vital, so you can control the citrus gall wasp. Spray this on your tree. Yeah, it's going to look white like a Christmas tree, but it's going to save your tree from you having to prune it back every year to get rid of it. So we need all that, plus our black grit, liquid gold and eco boost. So let's get our tree out, position it. That's about right. I'm quite happy with that, I think. Doesn't matter if I go left or right a little bit, make no big difference on the size of the property we have. Now what you need to do is dig a hole twice as wide and twice as deep as what the pot is, but you're not removing the soil. It's vital that you keep the same soil in the hole. All you're going to do is blend in the compost, the blood and bone, the chicken manure, your black grit and liquid fertilizer on top with the same soil. Yeah, you're going to have excess soil, and that's where we're going to mound it up like this and taper it down to the sides there, so we can give it a good soak of water, holds its moisture and drains away, because the trees love their moisture but they don't like sitting in wet feet. So let's start digging. Okay, that should be enough. Now what we're going to do is mix our compost, our blood and bone and chicken manure with the soil that we've taken out of here, about 50-50, and get a nice big blend. It'll be twice as much. We'll put some back into the hole at the bottom before we start planting. I get about 1/4 of a bag to start with. The aim here is to actually get a beautiful texture through the soil, because it's sandy loam at the base there, and the tree, although the sandy loam is great for drainage, there's not a lot of nutrients, not a great deal of nutrients in that soil. So, and texture like this will break down and feed the microbes in the soil as they start to breed, because they need a food source, and that's what that is. Where's the shovel? Get some into the base of this hole so we can get the height we need for the tree. Let's measure it up. Still a bit low actually. We want it a bit high so it can drain away. I might actually add some more chicken manure. Now before we start planting, we've got to put some black grit around the base as well. Small handful. This is the stuff that will actually balance the nutrients in the soil, stop your trees from burning, and will guarantee you big, juicy fruit and healthy foliage as well. So a little bit more soil on top of that. Just like that. And that should be ready. Let's have a look at that. Yep, happy with that. It's about 2 inches above ground. We are going to fill it up to there. We don't want to cover the graft. And we want to face, have a look at the tree. Look at the shape of the tree. See how it's one-sided here? We've got a lot of growth on this side here, not much on that side. It's always typical because what happens is, whichever way the sun shines, that's the direction the tree will grow. Now this obviously was facing north on this side. Now that's our south side. So what I've got here is the north side looking at the bare spot here of the tree, which will force the tree, well, cause the tree, not force it, but attract the tree to start growing in this direction. That's afternoon sun down there, morning sun comes up, so this will get plenty of sunlight on this side and start to grow out. And, you know, with a bit of a pruning technique, we'll get this down. We don't want it to grow tall. See these upright growths here? They need to be cut off, but I'm not going to do it right now. I just want to enjoy the size for a while. Anyway, let's get the pot off. Oh, look at that, healthy roots. Perfect. You just saw me add, you know, almost half a bag of chicken manure. Have a look at this. Yeah, about a third of the bag. I'm going to sprinkle a bit more on top, and about 6-7 shovels of compost, and a shovel's worth of blood and bone, and it's disappeared with this sandy loam. And that's what sandy loam does to your organic matter when you add to it. It disappears. Look at this. See that little critter there? Yeah, lawn grub. They destroy the roots of your plants. If you find these in your vegetable garden, I guarantee you that's why your plants were wilting over during spring, summertime. It's just fallen to the ground. Now this here needs to be controlled, and the best way to control it are with chooks. Let them out into your veggie garden between the seasons and they'll clean it up for you. Just chuck him out there, some of the birds will get him. All right, a little bit more blood and bone around the base of this, like that. Bit more chicken manure. Remember, it's got to be aged manure, not fresh. If you put it fresh, you will burn your plants. It needs to leach out all the nitrogen liquids built up in there. Like that. Another handful of black grit or two around the base, like that. Another couple of shovels on top of compost, that is. Beautiful. That's all it is. Now see, it's mounded up, so if it rains, the water will run off. That means it actually won't penetrate through to where the roots are, and that's vital. We need the actual water to get there, but we need it to drain away as well. So the last thing you need to do here is to mulch it. Now you can choose pine bark, red gum chips, pea straw, sugar cane, whatever you like. Any of those will work tremendously well. They'll get some water in there, they'll capture the water as it falls down, and it will keep the soil underneath hydrate. Wait. I forgot the liquid gold and Eco Boost. Wait a second, nah, we gotta take this back. To give your plants the best opportunity to grow big, strong and healthy, you gotta give them some liquid gold, which is our seaweed solution, concentrated seaweed solution, and our Eco Boost, which is our organic fertilizer. This is amazing stuff, folks. Guaranteed to give your plants every opportunity to grow big, strong and healthy, and they will. Now, all we gotta do is give it a good soak. That looks like it's mixing in. There we go. And you can't apply water too fast. This is what happens. It runs off, creates little channels, and all the water escapes. We just put a bit of soil there, a bit of soil here, and try and capture it. I've got to wash my hands with the, oh, smells like manure. It's healthy manure. Just let it soak in slowly. And that's why it's important to put your mulch on top of your plants to keep the moisture in, the heat in, the cold out, and the cold in when it's a hot day too. So, and when you do watering, it doesn't allow all this water to escape. It hydrates the mulch and it releases it into the soil. I guarantee you it works. It's 100% safe, and your plants will grow twice as strong, twice as healthy, even if you're not using any of our liquid fertilizers or our fertilizers at all. The entire garden bed's going to get mulched up like this, folks. And I'm going to underplant it as well with different flowers and herbs so we can attract the bees and all the wonderful wildlife that we have around in our environment. Really? Cara? Hey, who's the guilty one? Get your face out of there. Come on, get out. Hey, come on. It's not for you. trying to work out where all the blood and bone's gone, and it's you who's eating it all. You're not going to sleep all night now, you know that? It's like giving raspberry drink to a kid. Seriously? Hey! What are you doing? What are you doing? Who's eating the blood and bone? Hey! Come on, sit. You a good girl? You a good girl? Where's the rabbit? Where's the rabbit? This way. Is it? Or that way? No, get your face out of here, come on. Get out of here. You've eaten all the blood and bone. Well, there you go, folks. Our first citrus tree, lemon. Well, not our first, but the first one in this area here. So hopefully we get another 8 or 9 in here in the next few days. But first I have to get rid of all the cape weed. There's so much of it. A lot of work ahead. Now remember, when you're planting, compost, fertilise and mulch your garden beds properly. Don't skimp out on that, because you're going to give your plants every opportunity to grow. You want them to be there for a long time, not just for one day or for Christmas or for a birthday. It's there for life. So look after your garden and it will look after you. Maresi, where's the ball?